Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Neelie, Verlinden and Alain Roumilhac.
Good morning. Welcome,
Good morning.
Alain. Welcome. Wow, I have to say, part of me is wondering if I'm still asleep a little bit, because I'm standing here on a Wednesday morning, 9:30, in front of all of you, and next to Alain Roumilhac, one of the top thought leaders when it comes to the future of HR and the skills of tomorrow. But then I feel my heart rate, I feel a dry mouth, and I feel my sweaty palms, so I'm definitely awake. Anyway, let's get started. Alain, earlier this year, you attended the World Economic Forum in Davos. Manpower has been an esteemed partner of the World Economic Forum for many years, since 23, if I'm correct. And at the World Economic Forum, you're actively participating in bringing innovative, fresh ideas to the table when it comes to the future of work. Now you, as the CEO of Manpower Group France, you find yourself at the forefront of the developments in a super quickly changing world of work and the impact that these changes have on the society. Now, one of the things I'd like to talk to you about is you talk a lot about digital transformation. Can you tell me why you talk a lot about this?
Okay, thank you, Neelie. But so before, I would like to thank the talents of Just Event. And for me, it's a great honor to be here in front of you and to share what our thought of the evolution of the world of work. And you are a man of challenge, because you know that every time you ask a customer coming on stage to talk about something, you don't know what he's going to talk about your product. So, but I'm not going to talk more about talents of today. So first, and I'm so pleased to be here, because I'm a strong believer in the technology and how technology is changing the world, is changing our world, and is also. And our challenge for us is how do we use the best of technology to provide the best service to our customer. I'm a tech guy. No, I shouldn't say I'm an IT guy, because I started some decades ago in a time that the youngest can't understand, where we tried to explain to customers that IT was strategic, whereas they were believing that at that period it was just for cost saving. And maybe I'm going to start by a few elements. Our mission today is to provide workforce solutions to our customers. And when I look the area in which I'm in charge, so we are providing about 110,000 temps every day to our customers. We have close to 50 recruiters helping our customer to recruit 30,000 long-term contract every year. We have some HR consulting practice in order to help our customers to drive the transformation and the mobility and the skills transformation of their teams. And we have IT services company with about 4,000 people. And when and maybe to start and for you to understand why it's so important for us, when I started in my job close to 5 years ago, there were two very strong statements. First, this is the end of the wage earning. I'm issuing close to 200,000 pay slips a month. So if tomorrow we don't pay any more wages to people, maybe I'm at threat. And the second point, and especially when I was discussing with our good friends, the journalists, they were saying, you are an intermediary. And when we look at the evolution of the business, all the intermediary will be killed by the platforms. So when you are in charge of 8,500 people, you say, okay, how I'm going to develop my business and how I'm going to address those threats. So finally, 5 years after, and looking to the platforms, and I'm telling that very humbly because things may change very rapidly. In 5 years, I increased my revenue in France by 1 billion, when the biggest platforms come to less than 100 million. So this is why to explain that there is also big hope for companies like mine being intermediary. If you are highly focused on customer value, and for us also on candidate value, using the best of technology to provide the service to your customers and to your candidates, probably you have the ability to succeed. So, and this is why and with my team, we are obsessed by the evolution of all our environment in order to provide the best solutions to our customers and also for us to continue to grow and to continue to survive.
Thank you, Alain. When we talk a little bit more about this digital transformation that you evoked, do you see this as something that is an inclusive or rather an exclusive factor?
It's a complex question, and
Yes.
for sure it's both. A lot of people are saying, so digital transformation is a great opportunity. And very often I say, it depends to who. And for sure, for the people having the skills, the people that we call as the people having the skills, there are great opportunities as they are able to navigate in an environment which is changing quite rapidly, so a lot of opportunities for them. And a lot of other people are disrupted by those transformations, and we have to take care of them, because after we may keep them so along the road, and after we may have some society problem. Then now, but this is a given, and we have to use the technology as much inclusive as possible, using, and Jean-Stéphane mentioned, all the learning, and it helps population which have not the ability so to come and then to have to go to some training course, so to be upskilled through the digital. They have access to thousands, 10,000, hundreds of thousands of jobs. And our challenge is to make it inclusive, but we have to really take care and be sure that we don't, and especially for people like us in that room, that we only take care to the people having the skills and not taking care enough of the ones not having those skills. So if not, I believe that we are not doing our job.
Yes, thank you. Now, we're standing here in front of a big room full of HR professionals. When we talk about the competencies and the skills of tomorrow, how can an organization anticipate their future needs, let's say 3 years from now? Can you say something about that?
No, I think that anticipation is absolutely key. And I've seen a big move in the last 2 years. 3-4 years ago, you were seeing a lot of large companies making big announcements. I'm going to invest hundreds of millions of dollars in my digital transformation. And some, after they discovered that they were not getting the full benefit of the investment because they had not transformed their workforce in line with the digital transformation. So this is why I'm a strong believer that you have to drive in parallel digital transformation and HR transformation. And this is a big opportunity to all of you. And when we ask our customers what are the most important skills tomorrow or the most important functions tomorrow in the organization, first digital, second HR. Okay, big opportunity for you. So now, so you have your destiny in your hands, and this is what I see, because when I'm talking to you, I'm first an entrepreneur. I'm transforming my business, and I'm also so the industry watcher and helping customers to transform their business. So anticipation, and we see more and more, so the development of the concept of the strategic workforce planning, which is a translation in French of in English of the French approach, but which was more driven by the social elements, so the social GPEC. And so this is extremely important for companies, and I think a big move of companies saying, okay, I have my vision of the 2-3 years transformation projects, my IT project, my digital project. I have the vision of it. What's the impact on the HR and how I'm going to transform my resources, my skills in order to align with my business and my digital transformation in order to get the full benefit of the investment I'm going to make.
Yeah, so my next question is basically following this a little bit. If you would have to name one must-have skill of tomorrow, what would that be for you?
Clearly, this is the adaptability and the ability to learn. And today, we start with some of our customers in the recruitment process to evaluate these skills as being the first in which they are going to make the recruitment. Not the skills of today, but for them, the ability to get the skills of tomorrow is the most important.
Yeah, thank you. Now, Alain, something else you regularly talk about is how you observe that there are two types of young people, of job seekers. And those two main groups, they don't necessarily look for the same things in a job, or they don't necessarily want the same things from their career. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes, when you read the press, say Gen Y, Gen Z, they want to have sense in their jobs, they want the company to adapt to themselves and so on. And I was saying, but this is not all the young people that we see every day. And so this is why, and this is for us also extremely important to anticipate, and we are making now every year a social analysis of the population of the young people between 18 and 34. This Gen Y, Gen Z, so-called, it's 25% of the population. Yeah. They want to have sense, they want the company to adapt to themselves. And on the opposite, you have a population, a growing population. 32% of the population, they understand that the work will be a pain for them. They have understood that they have gone out of the school without the skills which are needed, and what they want first is stability. And you, as a recruiter, you can talk the same way to each of those populations, and so this is why it's extremely important to, when you are facing someone, to understand what is or her motivation in order then, so to make the right proposal to each of them. After there are also some other population, and this is why very important for us, but for all the recruiters, to understand what are the motivation of the people that you hire.
Yes, to really know who you are talking to.
Sure.
And continuing on that, can you tell me something? What is Manpower doing as such to help this growing second group of young professionals that are mainly looking for stability, as you say? Are there any initiatives from Manpower to help these people get ready for the future?
Yes, and so last year we trained 50,000 of those people in order to help them integrate into the labor market on one side, and on the second side to provide the skills that were needed by our customers. We are not able to find, and you won't be able to find in the future, the skills that you need being ready on the labor market. So this is why I'm saying more and more that we are a skills engineerist, creating the skills that our clients need. In order to do so this is why we digitalized all our process. At the beginning, now most of the sourcing is digital, and all the management of the contract, the payslip, and so is digital, in order to move our resources, in order to help those people not having the skills to understand what's their way, what's the pathway to certain jobs, and then to create some paths with missions, training, in order to integrate them into the labor market, and in order to move them to a stabilized environment.
Thank you. Now, Alain, we've been talking for about almost 15 minutes now about the future of work, the skills and competencies of tomorrow. Now, let's say I have a big crystal ball here, and we're trying to take a look in it. I know you've said before that to you, the future of work looks absolutely brilliant. We've got a little bit less than a minute left. If you can tell us, share with us why you think that future looks brilliant.
No, I think, first because I'm an optimist, and because I think that, so today, this is clearly understood, I believe, especially by the politicians. You mentioned Davos, and not only in my country, but more broadly, that so the world is changing, and that we have to adapt. So the labor market, the skills, it creates a lot of opportunities. We have to make sure that we are not letting people behind. But I see so an energy. So despite all the challenges and the political challenges that we see, I see an energy, an understanding. I was also part at Vivatech. Before Vivatech, the President Macron organized a seminar which was called Tech for Good, in which Microsoft was and some others. And I see a very strong spirit of a lot of people counting, saying, okay, we understand what's happening, and we are going to really to take care of all the population and to create a real future of work, and I hope it will be positive.
Perfect. So great energy, great spirit, just like you guys this morning in the audience. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Alain.
Thank you, Neelie.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Good job. Thank you, Neelie. Thank you very much.